Morning people, hope you're all well. So, Canelo Alvarez defeats Callum Smith by unanimous decision to become officially a 4-weight world champion. And he's now the WBC and WBA and the Ring Magazine super middleweight world champion. So, I think Canelo proved in this fight that he is the pound for pound king. There's no question. Like, who could you put above him? I can't think of anyone to put above him. Especially now that the likes of Lomachenko have lost their grip in the lightweight division. Maybe you could put Terence Crawford up there, but Terence Crawford's resume, you can't even compare that with Canelo. Canelo's got a resume levels above everyone else in the whole sport. The fight itself, I thought Callum Smith was working well in the early rounds. I had him winning the first round, but that was, unfortunately for him, that was the only round that I gave him. In the first round, it looked like Callum Smith was trying to impose himself, trying to land some good body shots. And I think he did land a couple of good body shots. But ultimately, as the fight progressed, I think Callum Smith's lack of back foot game was somewhat exposed, because Callum Smith could not throw any power punches moving backwards. And when you're up against a pressure fighter like Canelo, you know, you're going to have to throw some punches on the back foot. And Callum Smith failed to do that with sufficient power to threaten Canelo. From around the third round onwards, Canelo was in complete control of the fight. He was landing big power shots as Callum Smith essentially stood and leant on the ropes. He was landing numerous big body shots, big shots to the head. I was impressed by the way Canelo broke Callum Smith's guard repeatedly. I mean, that's an underrated trait in boxing, the ability of a fighter to break their opponent's guard. And Canelo done that repeatedly against Callum Smith. I think if Callum Smith could take a positive from this fight, it would be that his chin stood up to some serious punches from Canelo. To be honest though, there's a lot of criticisms I could make of Callum Smith. The fact that he wasn't, just his punching power wasn't good enough is not necessarily a fair criticism, because, maybe punching power is difficult to work on, I guess. But there was a lack of game plan there. I didn't see a game plan from Callum Smith which could in any way be used to defeat Canelo. I mean, there wasn't even a game plan to sort of try and win on points, or just be ultra defensive and sort of try and box Canelo on the back foot, or on the outside at least. So yeah, I thought Callum Smith's game plan was probably pretty poor. I think if you're going to beat Canelo, you got to be someone like Billy Joe Saunders, who's not ultra defensive, but he'll box on the outside, and he's got the foot speed, the hand speed, the ring IQ to be able to box Canelo on the back foot. Callum Smith didn't have that. He didn't have the ability to box on the back foot. And when you're facing a pressure fighter, it's very unlikely, if you're not a pressure fighter, that you're going to be able to push them back. So I think the game plan was all wrong. I think if you want to beat Canelo, you got to be someone in the mold of Billy Joe Saunders. Maybe that's not even enough though. You got to have the X factor when you're fighting Canelo. You got to have some probably big enough power to sort of make him wary. Similar power to the likes of Golovkin. Or you've got to be another pressure fighter, I think. If another pressure fighter with a similar ability to Canelo got in the ring with Canelo, then I think that's another possibility where Canelo could be defeated. But I think someone in the mold of Billy Joe Saunders is the best bet to beat Canelo at this point. I think maybe, obviously, when I was saying about the pressure fighters, another pressure fighter that could beat Canelo, other than that, I think maybe Artur Beterbiev at light heavyweight is the best bet to beat Canelo, because the guy he has an insane chin, he has great power, he's got very fast hands, he's good at cutting the ring off, so it's going to be very tough to beat Canelo. Let me know your thoughts on the fight in the comments below, guys. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on post notifications to stay notified whenever I upload a new video.